If you haven't had an opportunity to watch tonight's episode of True Blood, stop listening now. Major spoilers, here we go. Tonight's episode was called I Found You. A group of hostages seek liberation. Sookie and Jason visit a neighboring town in search of clues. Lettie Mae turns to Willa to channel her family past. Vince stirs up his fellow vigilantes. Pam searches for her maker. This is going to be a really quick podcast. It really is, because tonight's episode was great. It was great. It was amazing. I gave it 10 out of 10 stars, and the reason why is because we got to actually see our characters interacting with each other with actual words instead of, I guess you can say violence and action and CGI and all that good stuff. Tonight was a night about story and depth and character relationship, and it delivered perfectly. Tonight was I guess you can say kind of like pulling a little bit on those those heartstrings. Tonight was a reunion between Pam and Eric, and the episode begins with a very confusing scene. I mean, I understand, how it didn't look like a normal True Blood scene. It kind of looked like a flashback scene or like a fairy scene. That's what I was going for. But anyway, you see Jason Stackhouse. He's inside of a room with Eric. And him and Eric, they start to interact with each other, okay? And Eric has this, I guess you can call it like almost like this brightness or glow to him. It feels like either a past sequence or a dream sequence. And long story short, it ended up turning out to be a dream sequence. Jason Stackhouse was dreaming about Eric inside of a church, man. So he was having some adult dreams about Eric inside of the church, man. I'll leave it at that, okay? And then after that, you get the intro, with the music, okay, the theme song for True Blood, and then after that, we continue on with the story. Now, here's the thing, man. Tara, as of last week's episode, called Jesus Gonna Be Here, Tara died. And now we understand that it's factual evidence now, I guess, confirmed by the show that Tara is actually dead. But what was so dope about tonight, and please, if you didn't get an opportunity to watch that episode, Jesus Gonna Be Here, and if you didn't get an opportunity to watch I Found You, stop listening now, because this is a major spoiler, man. Tara returned tonight inside of this V blood high that her mother was on, man. It's kind of hard. It's hard, man, to kind of describe a lot of this stuff, man, and explain it. But Tara's mother, man, she's mourning the loss of Tara in her own way. In her own way, and I guess the best way she knows how is to try to connect with her, because I said this in my last week's podcast. I said, there was a healing moment between Lettie Mae and Tara, okay? And I think that the reason why we didn't see, any of the characters mourning, because they already made their peace, they already made up with Tara, so there wasn't a lot of room for mourning. But Lettie Mae wants to continue with that, I guess, that good feeling and that good vibe and how she was able to be a mother with Tara. So she wants to continue it in the afterlife. So whenever she's on V and inside of that high, she connects with Tara, I guess you can say spiritually, okay? And so she goes to Tara after she wakes up Willa, and Willa, man, slaps Lettie Mae in the face, man. She slaps Tara's mom in the face. Tara's mom hits her back on this thing, and then after that, Willa kind of snaps out of it. And she's like, "Whoa, that was the first time I was woken up, as a vampire or whatever." And then, she talks to Lettie Mae for a little bit, and then, Lettie Mae convinces Willa, to heal her. And the reason why she went to go wake up Willa, man, is because no one would help her out. Not Lafayette, nobody. Even the pastor was saying, don't give Lettie Mae any more vamp blood, because if you do this, if you give her any more V, she's going to, ruin her life or whatever. So Lettie Mae, she's cooking inside the kitchen. She burns her hand, burns her wrist a little bit, and then she gets this bright idea, you know, that the only way that somebody's going to give me V is if I burn my hand. And this is one of the sickest, most disturbing scenes on True Blood. I've never seen nothing like this, man. But anyway, she presses her hand on the skillet and fries it up good. I mean, she frying up some real good eggs, grits, whatever you want to call it. She fried up some good hand. That's what she fried her hand, man. And then she goes downstairs. She gets Willa. She wakes her up and she explains the situation. Willa's like, listen, the pastor told me not to give you no V. And then she's like, well, are you going to do this for me? Are you going to, you know, disrespect Tara, et cetera, et cetera. She kind of makes her feel sorry. And then after that, she gives her the V. And after that, Lettie Mae has this vision, man, this vision of Tara. And Tara's like Tara Christ. She's like Jesus Christ on the cross. And she has this snake over her, man. So she's almost like a Lilith type Jesus, if you will. And there's a lot of, you know, symbolism and all that good stuff. But she's Tara. She's talking in Babel, and you can't understand her, man. And by the time, you know, the high off the V wears out, Lettie Mae's not able to talk to her or understand her, so she gets very upset. And then that you kind of see where it's gonna go from here, man. Lettie Mae is going back to, you know, where her character, I guess, is the best. Gives the best performance, man. So since this is the final season, you want all your characters to be in the, how you want to say this? It's kind of sad to say that, but the best way that we see Lettie Mae, the best acting comes from her, you know, either fresh off, you know, getting, being high, being addicted to something, or being addicted to something, okay? She's very spiritual when she comes off and she plays that role. But when she's on crack or when she's on a drug or when she's addicted to something, she is the best character, man. She just, I mean, blows you away, man, but by her performance, okay? So that's where we're sitting at right now. Pam, I'm going to fast forward through some things. Pam, she goes and she finds Eric. We were able to see her kind of searching all over the place, man, but she's able to find Eric. Eric is weak. Eric is kind of like, I guess you could say, down a little bit. He's kind of sad, man. He's mourning the loss of his sister, and him and Pam, they kind of share this moment. And there's no mention of Tara with Pam. There's no mention at all, which is very strange. I'm still a little bit upset about that. But her and Eric, they share that moment, and she's kind of, you know, there right now and wondering, you know, why did you do this, Eric? You know, and the justification that Eric gave was that, you know, he was sad at the end it's over. There's nothing that you can do. You might as well give up hope. And that she's here to kind of bring him back to reality, snap him back, give him some hope, and then get him back to the rest of the gang. Sookie goes to Bill for some reason. There's a reason, but I don't want to spoil that because I think it's just too juicy, you know what I'm saying, to spoil that and not, I don't want to talk about it, okay? But she goes to Bill. She asks Bill, can you still feel me or sense me if I'm in danger? Okay? And then something happens after that. All right, I ain't gonna go into that. Alcide and Sookie, they share a little bit of moments, man, to where Alcide kind of helps Sookie understand, you know, like the reason why she chose Bill, or the reason why people choose the people that they do, is because we fall in love, you know, with random people, because we're trying to fall in love. That's just what we do in life. Sookie and Jason and a couple other characters, man, they go and they investigate that body that's in the middle of the woods. Now, I thought the body was left there by Tara. Obviously, that conspiracy theory was off. So, you know, we can't really talk about that. We can't really put that in there. But they find out that the town that girl came from, all of the infected vamps, they destroyed and wiped out the entire town, man. It's pretty sad because there was like this, it's almost like this Walking Dead moment where there was nothing but bodies laying on the floor, dug into a ditch and thrown inside there. Bodies on top of bodies, man. And then after that, we kind of get a different sense of the state of True Blood, the state of Louisiana, if you will. It's in total chaos. There's nothing but death and destruction, man. Sookie picked up this diary, and she began reading from it, reading passages from this diary, entries from this diary, and it kind of just showed you, you know, the changes between, you know, a couple of months, man, maybe even a year, something like that, and it just showed you, man, how like people just lost hope, man. There was no one came there to save them. I guess people didn't really think about it, and maybe people that were relating to the vampires or making love to the vampires and werewolves and all that, they just didn't really understand the consequences, and then we see the consequences in this neighboring town, man. People are literally dead, like whole families, babies. Like it's pretty sick, man. Pretty disturbing, man. Lafayette, man, he locked himself in his house. He's still in his house, kind of mourning a little bit. I don't know if he's mourning terror. I think he's just mourning the whole entire situation. You know, like there's no getting out of this, man. Either you're gonna die or something else, man. Real quick, man. Vince, when they say that he's stirring up his fellow vigilantes, man, that's him kind of causing trouble. He wasn't supposed to say that the mayor was a dog. It was a shifter, man. He wasn't shapeshifter. He wasn't supposed to say that, but he did. He told the town. Now the town's, you know, the town marched over to the police station. They took all the guns, took all the ammo, and now they're taking justice into their own hands, man. So that's gonna get kind of crazy. Jessica is gonna go and try to protect the fairy girl, because the fairy girl decided to, you know, the girl with like 4 or 5 different names, she decided to use her powers out in public, and then now the people that are kind of crazy and against anybody that's gifted or has special powers or is a mutant or whatever you want to call it, they now have her. So she's now, teaming up with the fairy's dad, who I totally forgot his name for some reason. I don't understand it. You have Arlene, and let me see, I forgot his name, man. It'll come to me in a second. But Bill Compton? No, that's not it. Let me see if I can figure that out real quick, man. Hold on. Yeah, man. Andy. There you go, Andy Belfair, and yeah. Yeah, so that's who Jessica's gonna team up with to go rescue his daughter. And Jessica, man, she's playing a really great role, man, because she's able to have a little bit more depth in her character, and I really do like that, man. Like I said, man, Jessica's one of my favorite characters on True Blood. Let me see, man. Is that it? That's pretty much it. I think that's enough. If I do forget anything or anything like that, just comment, man. Let me know. I'm pretty sure that was it, man. That was the most important thing, is that Eric is back. That's the most important thing. Eric's back. Tara's actually dead. Sookie and the gang understand what's going on in the neighboring town, so that they can kind of understand a little bit more about how these infected vampires react and act and stuff like that. And that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks again for listening, and all the information for anything regarding True Blood will either be in my Twitter feed, my Facebook, or inside the description box, man. And yeah, thanks again, guys. Right here.